Coffee and Chaos. I'm Alina, your host, and we have some famous people back.
What?
Tom.
Hello. I guess I'm
Woo-woo.
famous. I don't know.
TikTok Tom. Happy feet dancing Tom.
Yeah.
Trina,
Hola.
welcome back. Trina with her Rams shirt. Wait, they didn't win yesterday, huh?
Yes, they did.
Who did you
Ooh.
guys play? The Niners?
49ers.
Yes.
Wait,
Won by-
were the Niners winning at one point though?
Yes.
Okay,
It was 14-0,
Ooh, she about
and then it was 14-7, and then it was 21-21, and then we won.
Yeah.
Okay.
By
So
15.
I watched it when the Niners were up, and because Aunt Jeanette's team's the
Yeah.
Niners, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to look no more. Between the two of you, I was like, I don't know who I want to win.
But I would have been okay if her team won. I don't do all that. It's her and my husband. They go back and forth, and
Oh, wait.
I tell him, leave her alone.
Well, I have a story to tell you about the Niners right now. So, hi, Solomon.
Hello.
How are
guys
you?
Doing good.
So the Niners. So I'm a Cowboy fan. My daughter and Seth are Steelers fans. So Jackie's a Steelers fan, and Emery is the littlest one. Is nothing because she's like, she's gonna kick my ass. 11. She's gonna be 12. And all of a sudden she starts cheering for the Niners, and I was like, oh, absolutely not. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are we cheering for the Niners? She's like, 'cause that's my team. No, you're 11. You don't even have a team. Do you even know what football? Like, I totally was going off on her, and she was like Miss Sassy the whole time. And I finally said, why are we cheering for the Niners? She's like,
Yeah.
so Loran and Jackie go to their friend Brenda's house all the time, and I always make fun of Brenda. And Brenda, I guess, is a Niner fan.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
There you
like,
go.
no, we're gonna have a talk with Brenda because Brenda's about to. Emery is not gonna
Why
be
can't Emery have her own team?
because that is called non-loyalty. You have 3 teams to pick from: the Raiders, the Steelers, or the Cowboys. And since I'm the one that spoils you for the most part, it should be the Cowboys. So
Ándale.
no, apparently nobody agrees with my loyalty plan, huh?
But that's not the topic.
But do you agree that she should be able to just have? I mean, do you really think that at 11 she should be able to just have her own team?
Yeah.
My kids would have loved you guys as parents.
Yeah, and she probably will be a loyal fan because she's starting, young, and she's
And
gonna
she's
like them
starting
for
for
who
the
they
reason she wants to
Yeah,
start.
not because somebody else.
True
She's
that.
her own person.
But she'll be all by herself in the corner when no one's watching the Niners.
You're not getting no nachos out of this.
She don't need nobody to be in her corner but her mom and Lauren.
They're Steelers.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
well, that changed everything.
House divided.
It can bleed in today's topic. So I saw a TikTok, and it was labeled hyper independence. Because I've always wondered why I can't sit still. And I'm not talking ADD or ADHD. Like literally, I can come home and sit on the couch for 5 minutes, and then I feel like something triggers the
Something
brain.
needs to be done.
Yes, and I just can't.
Nope.
Whether I'm doing laundry, whether I'm doing dishes, well, I can have a friend come over, and Regina will verify this. And she's like, I'll bring food, we'll watch TV, we'll watch a movie. And I cannot sit there without having to get up. And she'll be like, what are you doing? But in my head, I don't even
It's
know
natural
I don't
for
know
you.
how to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly moving, constantly going. And I think originally I thought it was just my mom that was like that. Like, oh, you're sitting down, we'll go do this. Oh, my grandpa was like, oh, you're bored, go clean the fridge.
Yes.
Oh, you're bored, go clean the bathroom.
Yes.
So I just thought, like, at that age, like, oh, they're so mean. But the more friends you have, the older you become. So then I was like, is it a whole generation thing that was going on in the 70s and 80s that we have this mentality that if you're doing nothing, you're lazy?
You're lazy.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
And in Spanish, it's huevona, like,
Yeah.
get up, go.
Get up.
And I've now taught my kids, they have it. Like, they don't
Yes.
know how to sit still.
Yes.
Mhm.
We
Yes.
can't just sit and enjoy ourselves.
Oh, no. I mean, my grandma would never allow us to just play.
See?
You know what she gave us? We had empty coffee cans with our names on them. And each one of us was told to go outside and pick up the trash. Okay?
With
Whatever
your can?
was dirty, with our coffee can. And what you got a treat if it was full.
like little, just like,
Oh,
like
I'm talking
dirty
about the
leaves?
pelusas off the rug and the
Uh-huh.
leaves outside and all that. And you know what you got? This little piece of candy.
But you thought it was awesome, huh?
Right. But we were not allowed to just sit around
No.
ever. So that we had to sweep. We fed the dog. We even had to feed the freaking pigeons. Like, yes, we had to, if the bread was old, we would have to crumble it up
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
pit. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what
And pick up all the lemons off the floor because my grandma had a lemon tree, so it would fall. So we had to pick up all that stuff. And then we could play.
Really?
Yes. So there is no, and even my mom couldn't leave the house until everything was clean. Whether that was whatever she said that was, like.
Yeah.
So I already knew. I was the weirdo kid that got up and immediately made my bed, immediately cleaned whatever she asked me to clean so I could go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
But do you think that that's made us controlling today?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like nonstop. Like,
Yes.
ooh,
We're
what was
very
that?
controlling.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What was it
Mhm.
for, Tom?
No, yeah.
Say something about us Latinas. No, I'm just
No, I
kidding.
mean, it could go for guys too, but
Well, I thought it was a cultural thing at first because it was in our house, right?
Yeah.
But then the more people you talk to, I think it was a generation thing. I think
Yeah.
that whole generation of my grandma who lived in Mexico and her house was made out of concrete.
Yes.
The outside
My
was
grandma
dirt. We mopped
Mhm.
the concrete
Mhm.
in her house. Like her floors are concrete. We swept the outside dirt. Any
Mhm.
extra big rocks or anything like that, or any.
Yeah.
Like now I look back, like, but in her head it has to be clean.
Yes.
What little that I have is gonna be clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that
but today the younger generation see that. I don't got to do nothing. Mom will take care of it.
you're
Like you
so
don't have to
right.
keep on doing it because
oh my gosh.
we got a party coming up, right? We got a party coming up, but I didn't buy none of the knowing 2 weeks. Well, I'm kind of busy at work. I didn't get enough rest. I didn't get enough this. I didn't get enough that. The
You're
younger
so
generation, right? And then so I didn't know when I could have went over there and stopped by and got all the sodas. Like,
Oh
but
my God.
when all of a sudden mom is there or whatever, and then you're gonna go do it all, and you're gonna do it in one day. Stop by, get the sodas, go to and so it's like you just come in and rescue the thing, and
You're
it's
so
like
true.
you
That is
should have been able to
so
see, like my mom
true.
does this these months and months before. I'm getting ready for my own party. I'm gonna
You're
emulate what she does.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just gonna wait till the last minute, and then I'm just gonna say, well, I can't do nothing now. It's already here. So what do you want me to do now?
Yeah.
Like everybody does. Well, what's done is done. And so like, just accept it now. So now here we all got to rush around. And then a lot of people that are in these parties and right, or putting on the party or helping out with the party, they're more exhausted by the time the party's over than when they took 3 or 4 days off to
OMG.
take a vacation. They're wiped the hell out of that vacation, right? But then on the flip side, because you're exhausted, what happens? Your temper's flared. You're not readily available to other people to do anything else.
You
'cause
shut
you've
your dirty mouth.
You exhausted yourself for whatever it was.
You're not.
right.
You're not even actually enjoying the party because you're pissed
Right.
off about something.
Yeah. So it's just like, man, no, if
Ooh,
you
Tom,
go to
you
that
just made a
level-
light bulb go off right now.
Yeah.
Because because we get told that we spoil our kids, but not necessarily understanding, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is
not monetary. What is it called? Monetarily.
monetary.
Yeah. You're not spoiling them with like
No.
money and gifts. We're
but-
spending our time and them not having to.
But
do
that's-
anything.
Go ahead.
But you would be proud of me, Tom, because I'm learning how to relax and not do too much.
Oh,
but
me.
my son is searching for car insurance. And I was too, and I explained it to him. So he's like, well, can I just give you the money and then you just do it? And I go, I said, absolutely not. He's like,
Which one is this one?
Frankie. And he's like, please. And I go, absolutely not. You're a grown ass man. You have 2 jobs. This is what I'm going to need you to do. I need you to get on this website and they're going to help you out. And he was like, for real? No, dead serious. Absolutely not. This is the stuff that you need to do by yourself and on your own. So no, I'm not going to do it for you.
Frankie's your one that always needs a little bit extra love too.
Oh yeah.
He's the one
He
that
did.
needs the
But
extra hug.
but he ended up doing, he's like, Mom, I did it. And they gave me a quote for $100 a month. I go, see? And it wasn't that hard.
And it probably built his confidence.
Yes.
By him doing it himself.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you would have been proud of me. So I'm
Heck yeah.
trying to change that a
Heck
little
yeah.
bit. So,
I missed that memo.
well, it's
But-
hard.
It's one of the things my dad always says, people don't do anything unless they have to. But if we're always picking up the pieces, They ain't ever got to.
You're right.
I think we've talked about this in other episodes too. I feel like it always comes back full circle because it is the way that we were raised, or So I think I've talked about this before, but I feel like watching my mom be a housewife at one point, because my dad always worked, but then if she needed to work, she worked. She came home, she cooked, she cleaned. Like everybody was, you know what I mean, well taken care of. So when I had my kids, even though I had them really, really young, it was like we say go mode, right? You're on
Mhm.
go mode.
Yeah.
That's why we're just constantly.
Yeah.
So even
Survival
now, with all my girls being adults, I feel like I'm watching them, and yeah, I did do everything for them. Yeah, I would prefer that I did it, but they were watching me.
Mhm.
And now I know that if I'm not doing it for them, they're going to do it themselves too, because I only have one at home now. But even with her, I feel like we do everything together, and everybody makes fun of us that like planning, like we just had like a little like really intimate bridal shower for both my daughters that are getting married. And she's like literally on it. And me watching her is knowing that she's been watching me this whole time. Like they're still watching us. And I can appreciate
A
that.
lot of times they
I will
are, but a
still-
lot of times they're not.
I will still
it's
do
like,
everything.
weren't you here the whole time? Aren't you my kid?
Yeah.
Weren't
Yeah,
you there
no.
all these years and watched me do the
Oh, yeah.
No.
You were not picking up none of it?
I will still
Like, because
do
some of them,
everything.
they're not
for-
picking up none of it. Like,
Well,
oh, I
Selena
didn't.
is.
It didn't interest them.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to do it. So
Right.
they weren't even paying attention to what you're doing sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
then
well,
some of
even
them
to
do,
this,
though.
even
Some
to
of
this
them.
day, I will serve my daughter still at home. Everyone makes fun that I'm serving her, like she doesn't have to.
But you
But
want
I
to,
know,
right?
no, I
It's a
want
joy.
to. It
I
feels
do
good
it.
for
Yeah.
me to do that. For anybody that comes into my home, but even primarily my kids, I'm gonna do whatever I can or whatever like is in me for them to do, because and now watching them, they're gonna do the same thing, right? Yeah, I spoil them, but at the same token, I know that they're independent women.
Yeah.
Like they are gonna be able to take care of themselves if they're by themselves, or they're gonna be able to take care of themselves and their partner if they're with somebody,
Yeah.
So it can
It could be
It-
bad.
it
Yeah, it could be good or bad.
Yes.
Well, Selena, as independent as she is, because she has 2 jobs, very independent, works so about. She's still a mama's girl, though,
yeah.
and that's a good thing.
And she will still say, I'm the baby.
oh yeah,
And I'm like, that's cool. You will be the baby, but you're gonna do all these things that my husband, like, I have to say that my husband has really, even with me, taught me a lot of like, as far as like financially, being stable, and just the things that I probably didn't, not that my parents didn't teach me, but they were just things that I didn't really take into consideration until I got with my husband.
Okay.
And so now those things are being instilled into my daughters. And I can appreciate that, because I feel like that's something they're looking for in their significant other.
Sure.
Right.
So
Right. So it could be a blessing and a
Yeah, yeah.
curse, definitely.
Yeah.
But that hyper independence is something that I think people will say, oh, I have ADHD or whatever. But sometimes it's just, this is what was bred into like me and Alina, like you. It was just bred into us. You
Yeah.
know, my mom said, you're going to get married. You're going to take care of your house. You're going to take care of your
Mhm.
kids. She didn't tell me to go to work.
yeah. I remember
Yeah, but
she-
what did that
Yeah.
girl say? That girl said on TikTok, I don't need a man.
Mhm.
I can do this myself. I get that. You don't
and you
you
can.
don't need anybody.
You can.
But to have someone come into your
is
life,
a blessing.
yeah,
Right. It's a blessing.
But
you
when you
have
start to come out with that attitude already,
right.
if you have that wall up and you're demonstrating that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of attitude,
then
that
forget
guy's
about
gonna
it.
be like, well,
Yeah.
then maybe at that particular point you're
Yeah.
like, hey, well, I got this handle, but maybe on something else that you
Yeah.
don't got it handled, and the guy's like, you didn't really appreciate it last time, so I'm not really gonna do it this time.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not
Exactly.
a big deal. Got it.
Exactly.
Go ahead and get it then. You know, and
Yeah,
then you're
yeah.
like, hey, wait a minute, no, but I really want this one. Like, it doesn't work like
Yeah.
that. You either kind of are letting that person come in and help you out with.
Right. And I want to
not.
say that is was it was it's a hard thing. You know, when like I said, this is bred into us and all that stuff, and then I haven't had that yet, but when somebody comes into your life and wants to
When you meet a Michael,
yes, and comes into your life like Tom and says, babe, your cabinets are tripping out. Let me fix that for you.
Yeah.
And you just sit back and watch it happen and
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. You know what I mean?
Very hard.
But now, okay, I'm 50 and I'm reflecting and I'm like, you know what? I'm tired.
Mhm.
I am tired.
Mhm.
I don't want to be the dude.
You
I don't
have to be.
But sometimes, so a lot of people say, like, and I see that with the women, they don't want to be the dude, but sometimes they're like, no, okay, he's gonna do something, but he's not gonna do it good enough for me, so I'm gonna take the reins again. Like,
Oh no, I'm giving.
I heard, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not good enough or to their standard, and so or the way they would want it done, or in the right order, the way they want it
Mhm.
done. It's like, let me snatch it back up. It's like, just wait a minute. When
Yeah.
it's done, when it's all done, everything's gonna be the way you want it. Just
Yep.
let me know what you want. But yeah, they're.
But I
so
think that,
used
like,
to that.
if I met someone today, or like you with Marlene, like it's new, right?
Right.
You're not going to get it done right the first time because she has it set in her head how it should go.
Well, some of the stuff
I
don't even know
haven't-
how to do it at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
the
a
thing.
woman don't even know. Period. Like,
But
look,
it-
at
but
what
it
needs to be
doesn't-
accomplished. Don't tell me how to accomplish.
But-
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that matters. It's like if you go clean our kitchen, even if you clean it better than us, it's not the way I cleaned it. So
Yeah.
it's going to
Right.
bug me. So after a few times, she has to acclimate to the way you do it. And she'll either say, damn, that was better than what I was doing, like you said,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Or, Tom, next time, can you do this or can you do that? Like, I think it takes a while for you guys to find your place and to get
Oh
comfortable.
yeah, because I'll
That's when
definitely
we have to set our
freak
pride
out.
aside.
Well,
Right.
they
And
say,
no, you didn't mop twice like you should.
they say
but I'll let
towards
it
the
go.
man. So if a man is doing that, like even if it's not your way, don't correct him.
Yeah.
Get what you can get out of it, and then little by little, you can adapt him and move him to the direction you want. But if you shut him down the first time, he's gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, she don't like it. Oh, then I'm good."
He's
Then you
giving
never
us
get
some good-
nothing out of
he's
it.
on point
Well,
today.
he taught me that with the trash cans. Because if you go back a while ago to an episode, I think you two were telling me when Seth takes the trash cans out, I don't like the way they're sitting, so I go back out there. You guys were like, well, then why the hell have him take them out if you don't like the way he does them? And I'm like, well, he needs to take them out. Then leave him that way, and he'll either figure it out and learn he took them out the wrong way, or you just.
I think if you feel like you're doing a good job, and then you're like, oh, you have to be like, oh, thanks, like
Yeah,
help
but
you.
the
But if you're just right
encouragement-
away, let me just knock him down and show him that like it wasn't good enough, and then you're just like, well, I guess she likes it her way, so I ain't gonna do whatever,
And in my head,
And then
I'm
you're like, wait a
thinking-
minute, I didn't mean forever.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah, 'cause you're like,
gotta
it was
watch
just
how
that
you
one
say it and what you say,
thing.
because if you just,
Well, in my head, I'm
That
thinking,
makes a lot of
let me
sense,
correct
though.
him so when he does have his own house, he'll do it correctly.
I guess
That's what I was
wrong.
thinking.
There's nothing wrong with you correcting him, right? Because you've said it before, like you're gonna
if you're
teach him
kid.
your way, whatever. But then he's gonna get with somebody, and she's gonna teach him a different way.
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing wrong with
but
that. But how do you correct him?
Pa, like, how's the trash man going to pick up the trash cans like that? Like, they got to be all straight. And he goes, they were straight just because they weren't perfect and like a straight line with the ruler. And that's when I was like, oh, I could hear the two of you in my head. I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm sorry. Like, thank you for taking them out. I really appreciate it. I didn't even have to tell you.
No,
But
I have to. Yeah, I'm trying to learn those things because when my boys take the trash out, and I can see something, and I'm just like,
Yeah, because that's our
at
controlling being.
Oh.
yes. So I'm learning to just let it be.
And we don't know how to leave a chore
Okay.
there. If we ask them to do something and
I want it done right now.
Because that's how we were raised.
Yes.
When they said take the trash out, we jumped up, took the trash
Oh,
out.
I didn't take the trash out. That's my brother's job.
Yeah, but if we said that, the man said that, do this right now, you'd be like, what'd you just say? I'll get to that when I want to get to that. Don't you tell me.
Don't talk to me like that.
You're not the boss of
You
me.
know, yeah.
You're
Don't
not the
tell me
boss of
when you
me.
want it fucking
No,
done.
you're the boss of me,
You
but
know
don't
what I
talk
mean?
to me like that.
Right?
So is Mike the boss of you?
Michael is the boss of me. He
Can
has
we
given
wait? Hold
me-
on. Where's the clapping?
Where's the clapping?
Yeah,
Where's the clapping thing?
Solomon?
We need that because she.
But here's the
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I feel like the way that we're navigating, like we're saying, like, gosh, I just drew a blank. I'm like having brain fog. Okay, I'm going through a season
Uh-oh.
of having to like learn how to rest.
Yes.
It took me having surgery, letting my husband, letting my kids, letting my family help me. Even though I know everybody's super helpful in my life, it took me being laid up because I had surgery to just be still.
Right.
And it was very frustrating. I was emotional. I wanted to get
You
up.
feel
and-
helpless?
very helpless. I felt like I've said it before, like I don't ever want anyone in my life, in my family, to be like,
You're not
she's lazy.
contributing.
Yes.
Why isn't she doing anything?
Right.
Or my husband to be like, time to get a new one. She's not doing her part. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know.
Mustard here.
Ooh, she's over there laid up on that couch.
and younger, more
Even though I've said it
model.
before, I'm content with, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
who I am, and I know my husband loves me, but
He ain't finding another
it's
one. He
me.
loves you.
It's my own
it's us.
insecurities.
It's
It's my
yes,
own
it's not
ways of thinking
yes.
because I'm like lost my mind.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's okay. Like so
it is okay.
I went through the season of like, girl, just relax.
I'm not there. I don't know
Look
how
at
to
me.
make it.
So I want to accomplish as much stuff and maximize the day all the
Yeah,
time. And get
of course.
This is done.
Yeah.
So I almost gotta like that, set that time, a relaxed time. So I feel like I'm getting something. So I went and took care of this chore. I went and did this errand, went and did this. And now this time is allotted for relaxation. So then it still makes me feel like I'm getting a bunch
But you had to
of
put
stuff.
it on your calendar.
Yes, I'm
Right,
getting.
you had to
I'm
fit that in.
maximizing the day, but that's one of the things that has to be put in there. So if I take that little hour and a half
Yeah.
to take a little nap or just to rest my shoulders
Yeah.
and just kind of chill for a second, then it's not so bad for me
Right.
to do.
I haven't quite
Like
got
I've-
to that point
you know
yet.
Well,
what I
that's a
mean?
good idea to
Not gonna
allot.
happen.
Yeah, like allot some time.
Yeah.
Which I'm like I was telling you guys before we started. Like I'm seriously on a reform, and it's because of my
Reformed
kids.
hoe.
Oh, no.
I can't get on the
That's
pole
not going
anymore.
well.
So,
I just got hot.
you know.
Sorry. She's got reformed, and that's where my head went to.
So
The word of the
I'm
day.
trying to relax that part of me, and it's mostly because of
part
my
of you?
kids. That hyper, independent.
Not the hoe part.
No.
Okay. Just clarifying.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
after.
Tom, there are reformed hoes. Stop.
No, there's
There
no such
are.
thing.
There are.
Go on, Judith.
So,
Yes, there is.
I am trying to get through that part of me that is, I come home and my eyeballs are like, and I'm like,
well, that's because
oh
the
God,
grandkids
oh
live
God.
there. So
right.
there's like
so things are out of order. And before I would just have to fix it or say
Mm.
something. But now I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't
just
do
let
it.
it be.
Just
Just
let
let it
Don't
be.
sweat the small stuff.
Exactly. And so I've been doing much better. And
Yep.
then what I do to get through that anxiety is I'll pick a day, which was today, and I cleaned.
Ah.
Even
way
though
that-
your house is probably always
Ready to
clean.
clean.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is.
And I just said, okay, this is how I'm going to relieve that hyper independent feeling
Mhm.
is I'm going to pick a day where I do clean up the way that I want to. And the rest of the week, I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
And it's been nice.
It's such a like a relief
like,
to not be
that weight off my
freaked
shoulders,
out about it.
which I know, like, even people that say that they have like maids, I'm like, what?
Oh, I
We
couldn't do
have
that.
a
And
maid.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with
Wrong
having
with
one.
that, but
Yeah, I
for
just couldn't
me-
do it. I would go behind them cleaning what they already cleaned, and they probably
Yes.
did a better job than I did.
yes.
But in my head, I didn't clean it. So
I don't
have
even
to.
use my dishwasher.
Since COVID, I've learned I never use my dishwasher, and my Aunt Laura in Colorado is the biggest OCD person. So she's always used my dishwasher. I never did. And she was like, you're wasting more water by washing those dishes than throwing them in the dishwasher. And they're sanitized now because you come home from work where you go to work with people with COVID. And I was like, oh. And so I started using the dishwasher. Now, Marianne and I don't wash dishes
It
no more.
saves a lot of
They-
time.
They
This
go
is my
through-
these are my dishwashers. I don't have
Yes.
one here, but our house in Arizona,
Yeah.
I have one, and I'll never forget the look my mom gave me when I used
yes.
it. She looked at me like,
Like,
I
"You're
used to
using
put
the dishwasher."
I used to put pots in the dishwasher. I put pots
A
in the
storage?
in the stove.
yeah.
Oh
and
yeah,
in the
yeah, I
oven,
do
in
that.
the
I
oven.
do that.
Yeah, I never used it.
No.
And my Aunt Laura was like, "Oh, I'm using it. I'm not washing dishes. I don't wash
Yeah.
dishes."
Oh
It's
no, I
such-
can't.
It
I
saves
have
so
to.
much time.
Oh.
It does, but it's just that piece of me. I'm still the person that wants to boil water for coffee.
Oh, I boil my water. I don't use the microwave for
I
almost.
don't
try
like
not
the
to use it.
microwave. I hate the stupid Keurig.
Yeah.
I hate the coffee.
Oh, I gave
maker.
up the Keurig too. I
Yes.
don't use that.
I rather just
I'm
my
back to the old.
cafecita and,
Yes,
and just you know what I mean. Boil the water. That's
That's
how
what
my
I do.
grandma did it.
that's what I do.
And we wash dishes.
Wait,
Yeah.
boil the water in a pot or like a like a kettle?
I put mine in a pot
Yeah.
and then I pour it in like a.
Mhm.
It's this glass bowl
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the, what is it called? The coffee grinds, but it has that, what is it called?
This
I forget what that's got. It's on the tip of
The
my tongue,
filter.
but I know what it
Yeah.
is.
So there's a filter and then the coffee grinds, and then I put the hot water and it just drip, drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is that whole thing called? I forgot.
I don't
I know
remember.
there's a
It's-
name for it.
because the
Everybody
Keurig
swears by it
tastes
though.
gross. I can't
think
do it
it
anymore.
I have the
gross.
same
I
thing.
threw
and
mine
can't remember
out.
what it's
I didn't throw it.
called.
I hide it in the garage. And my mom comes over and goes,
Gonna take
"So we're not
A
going to have
coffee
coffee."
press.
So I have that too, but I don't know how to do the measurements on it. So it's either mud or water. Like there's no so I
you
can't
haven't
find-
figured it out yet?
No, so I use the other. And the other thing too, I'm learning, and it's still mud or water, but it's getting better. Like my measurements are getting better. I haven't found that perfect, but I'm getting there. But I put the Keurig thing in the garage, and my mom gets mad. Like, where's the coffee? We're not.
My mom too.
And I said, "Girl, just make some coffee with hot water." She's like, "No, I want the Keurig." I was like, "Ew,
No,
we don't
I
do
think the
Keurigs
hot
no
water's
more."
better.
Yeah.
But I do think that to be on the topic we're on, I think that
Which is never the
society,
case.
society really has put men on the shelf. I'll say that, even in my position, because I see it. Like your place in the house is less and less because
The
of
male?
yes, because most women are like, well, fuck that, I don't need you.
Well, I will say yes, only because before Tom jumps on me, is my picker is broken. I've picked bad men. That's why I just don't pick no more. So, I always cooked, always cleaned, always
Yes.
were worried about getting my kids to and from
Yeah.
practice, school, whatever, laundry. Like I've always done that because of the men that I picked. Again, my picker is broken. I'm not saying that men are bad because
No.
I'm very pro men on this podcast. We are. That's why we always have, TikTok here. We love
TikTok
men,
Tom.
but I think because of that, it would be hard for a man to move in my house because, like Tom,
It would be constant fight for him.
yeah, Tom offered to come help, and I was like, I don't need your help. Like, what? Like, why? What do you expect? Like, and my sister's like, damn, killer, calm down. Like, that's our homie. Like, Tom looks out for us. I was like, oh, I don't look out for me. Like, that's your guys' homie. Well, now Tom looks out for me. Tom's my homie. Like, I don't feel bad now calling Tom to say there's a rat in my backyard. And he's like, well, what are you gonna do with it? I was like, oh, I'm not. You are.
I think you might feel that way now about having someone in your home, but I feel like when you find that, well, when that person finds you, 'cause
Pablo.
Your person
you
is
don't
out
have
there.
to
Your
look.
person
You
is
don't have
out
to
there.
look.
You'll
They're gonna
know.
come to you.
I
The
will.
guard will come
Yeah.
down a little
Things
bit
are
more.
going to change. Like things stir up in you.
But I
that
don't
you
know
But I
want
still
to
think there's an
change.
adjustment going on. There's
I
still
can't give up
an
my
adjustment
kitchen.
for them.
I can't
Yeah.
give up my house. What I mean by that
100%.
is you could do the trash, you could do the roof, you could do the spiders outside, but don't try to clean my house. Don't try. I'm just saying this is how I think I would be.
Yeah.
I think it would cause a problem. Don't clean my bathroom. Don't do
Oh,
all
he's
that.
not going to do any of those things.
No.
He's not
No,
going to
he's
want to
not.
because you're saying not.
No.
If those
he's
are the
not.
things that are important to you that you don't want him
Like,
to do.
don't-
Yeah.
don't do my laundry. Like don't do my sheets. Don't do my my blanket.
But I
pillows,
guarantee
like-
you that when somebody comes into your life and you are his queen and he is your king,
Beyonce.
you're going to be okay with him doing
Well, Beyonce.
all those things for you. Like it
It will
I still-
naturally
I
come into
still
Yeah.
think it'll be a
place.
not
struggle. I
where
think
you're
it'll
going to
be
be
a
able to
struggle because
let
I'm
go
so
of
like
the
controlling.
control.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to let go of the
I
control.
think it will. I
so
don't
that
think-
he can cater to you.
But
yeah,
even,
but it's still a transition period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
no,
even
don't get me
now-
And
wrong.
plus,
It
she
took
has
me a
the
minute.
committee here,
yeah, but even
right, to
now,
help her
minute.
through it.
the only time that I rest is if I have a migraine.
I
If I
say
have-
I'm going to rest when I die.
If I have a headache, I will work through it. But if I have a migraine,
All right?
Tom is like, you guys are not
Like,
listening.
Grandma Kay will call me and say, "What are you going to do tomorrow on your day off?" And I'll say, like, let's say before I had Grandma P with me, but Grandma Kay and I are talking. And I'll say, nothing, I have a day off. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit home. There's a
Lies.
movie. Yeah. Because in my head, that's what I'm going to do, right? She'll call me about 11 or 12 and go, I drove by the house in your car. Girl, I already went to the grocery store. I had to go to Marshall's. I took my sheets, my big blankets to the laundromat. She's like, I thought you were resting today. I said, I did too. But once I'm up, I do not know how to sit still.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, it's like go mode. And you could say it's survival mode. And maybe that's what got me to this point. Now it's just go mode. Like I don't know how to rest. That hyper independence of just like, it's you against the world. You got to pay this house. You got to fix this house. You live in this house. You have these kids. And of course, it comes with, okay, Loran's okay, Seth's okay. I even go down my list. Michael's okay. Oh, God, where's BJ? Oh, that kid. Okay, he's great. And Gia, we hope, is in school. So there's a whole thing. And none of them really give a shit if I check on them or not. You know what I mean? They're living their lives doing what they're supposed to do. But in my head, it's like that hamster never stops.
Yeah.
So even if I got with a guy and he had 2 kids, in the back of my head and be like, your kid's good. Did they go to school today? Like, what are they doing? What are they doing when they get off? Are they coming here? Are they going with their mom? Are we making them dinner? And he's going to be like, girl, I don't know. Like,
I think the real reason why, other than the fact that my husband is the way that he is with us, that I was able to learn how to just chill is because I keep telling myself that I ask God for all these things all the time when I'm praying, right? I can you thank you for this, thank you for this, can you this, can you this? But if I'm constantly always trying to do all those things that I asked him to help me with, he's just gonna sit there and watch me make a fool of myself. So if I'm asking God, please help my kids to be, you know what I mean?
But then you're trying to do it yourself.
Yeah, but then I go
I'm
over
taking
there.
the reins.
Yeah, I'm always
Instead of letting God
I'm always trying to go and do it myself. Then he is literally going to sit there and watch me do it, and it'll either come to fruition or take a longer time or whatever. And then I'm like, what happened? Like, why? Well, because you want to do it yourself. I'm going to let you do it yourself.
yeah.
So that is one of the reasons why I'm like, now I'm like, okay.
Yes, learning to just let go.
Let go.
And
Let go and let
that's
God?
where I'm at right now. Just letting go. I mean, I'll tell you this.
We had a let go conversation in her car.
We did. And I just want my person out there, wherever you are, you're gonna get the very best of me. I promise.
Which
Best
is
Because
version.
my reins, I'm here.
Yeah.
Here, take it. I
There you
am
go.
ready. Okay?
I was worried when I asked you two to get here by yourselves without me.
Why?
Because I knew you guys were going to talk the whole way here.
Oh.
And then look how big of a Starbucks you guys got me. I don't even drink like you two were just probably talking away and just ordering and not even thinking.
We were.
And then Tom
We
gets
were.
the little one.
Because let me tell you what happened.
We don't want
I'm
him
not
sugared
used
up,
to
okay?
ordering a vanilla bean for like,
It's either sugar Tom.
yeah.
Whiskey
So
Tom.
that's
Or
usually the size that you
Tom,
would get a vanilla bean.
non-sugar-free.
A vanilla bean.
I told him I should have got you a shot of espresso in there.
Right?
Oh, no, we don't need that, Tom. We don't need
Yeah.
animal Tom. But they got me like, I saw that and I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay,
Already
yeah, we
talking
were.
about anxiety. We don't need no more of that shit.
Yes. But yeah, I really that TikTok, thank you
Yeah.
for sending it to me so I could actually see it because I don't have TikTok. But it was really inspiring.
It was. It
It
really
was
made
really
me
inspiring.
think a lot.
It did make me. It stayed on my mind after, and I was like, yeah, that's
I think as
where I'm
women,
going.
we don't realize what we're really like.
Oh no,
We don't realize that. I don't think that I've ever realized that who I am, and even though we talk about it on here, I think I'm somebody else in a relationship. But listening to TikTok, and she basically said, "You're so controlling, so independent that there's no." Did you look at it? There's no room for a man because you're just going to push him out.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then I sent it to my mom, and I was like, "Do you agree with this?" And I didn't even get the full TikTok because
Pat
she
went all
starts
out.
going off about, well, what did she say? She said, does she have a man? I'm like, I don't know. She's some girl on TikTok. I don't know if she
Right.
has a man. Well, it sounds like to me that she doesn't have a man or that she has one. She's now realizing what her worth is and she should have picked better than she picked. And I was like, what does all of this have to do with a man? This has to do with your hyper
All
independent.
the inspiration went out the door.
But she was right. If you go back and actually listen to it, the
Yeah.
girl's saying, because I'm this way, I don't have the partner.
Because you block your blessings
Yes.
when you have that attitude of like,
I
not
can
to
do it
say
myself.
that shame on you because you got that attitude.
No.
That's just you're in protective mode.
Yeah.
You're not willing to let someone in and change your home or do all those things for you. But the minute someone gives you the not the attention because you don't need that, but like lets you know like it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like you know your self-worth, like you know all those things, then
he knows your worth.
yeah.
And I say to myself, like, I want there to be a day where it's like Saturday, where I just get up, get my coffee, and just relax.
Yeah.
So this weekend, I had absolutely nothing to do but grandma. And then our Sunday. Oh, girl, don't even ask. I ended up making myself go to work on Friday night. Gia spent the weekend, so I got Gia and then Emery and then Cookie. So now I have 3 girls, and then Marianne all day. Like we went to the movies, we went shopping, we did this, we did that. Like, oh my God. I had all 3 girls spend the night, and in my head I'm like, you're single and young and could go do these things. But no, and then on Sunday morning I had to wake up and, make them breakfast. And then we had Sunday going all day. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. And then one of the nephews, I'm not going to say who, dropped off laundry. And so I'm doing that on our Sunday. It's just, I thought to myself last night, no wonder why I'm always so tired. It just doesn't stop. And I should have just
Said
sat
no.
home on Saturday.
Yes.
But my aunt had my grandma for the day, so I wanted to kind of take time to go do something while my aunt was watching her.
Mhm.
But I could have went to the bookstore and just went for a drive and came. No, I don't know how to stop and I don't know how to sit still. So
Yeah.
I don't think, I think it would take a really long time for me to adjust to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, you're worth waiting for, don't you think?
What?
Well, we don't
And
have
I'm not-
all.
I'm
We don't
not-
have all.
No,
A whole
don't get
lot
me
of.
wrong. Don't get me wrong.
You're young.
Okay.
I am not young. I am 50 years old.
You're worth waiting for.
Yeah.
But don't wear them out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't wear them out. Don't wear them out.
Yeah.
wow.
Even if you're making an adjustment, at least if you're moving to that direction, that you're allowing them to kind of
Right.
From
Right.
day
come
one,
in and
your
make your life
practice.
better. Right.
Your
So
practice.
what's your deal? It's like, you know what, man? You want to I need to make your life better with me than without me.
Yeah.
So any aspect of that, whatever I could do to assist you to make it better,
Yeah.
then that's what I'm coming in here to do. And
Aw.
same thing, right, for your girl, she might do something so simple that for you that she's getting, you're like, man, that just made it my life. And she got all my some food ready for me to go to work.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
made me a protein shake. She got my coffee going. My boots are right there. And it's simple shit. But
Yeah.
Right.
she's addressing things that they're going to make your life simpler. And
Yeah.
oh shit, I would have forgot my sunglasses. She's got them right there on the boots or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And so
The
you're trying
little
to do
things.
the same thing for her. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take away all those stresses. So you're not,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's leaking. The freaking bathroom it's leaking. It's been leaking. I don't even know how I'm going to fix it. And, it's going to cost a bunch of money. Look, I took care of it. It's not leaking.
From
Don't
day-
worry. So it's just a stress that's off your back that you can,
But from
That's
day
all.
one with Marlene till today, have you seen her release a lot of control and have you seen her be more open to that? Because she's a very independent.
she's very independent, but I think like you said it, when the right person comes in, she will allow the reins. She will, kind of let herself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when she feels like she said, Marlene watched it too. It said, when you feel safe.
Yes.
And when you
Yeah,
trust.
Yes.
Because-
when you're
Thank you.
feeling-
Because I went in having major trust issues.
Oh.
Major trust issues. So it took a minute. Like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
the transition is gonna take a while, and it's okay because you'll know right
I see her
away.
struggle with it a little bit. She's like,
Yeah.
she struggles with it, but she's making the effort. She's moving in that direction.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
Yeah, and that means everything
Yeah.
for you to be able to even say that, And we were talking about that, especially for women. We need to feel safe.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean go beat everybody up. That's not what that means. Just mean safe with my heart. It's okay for me to let go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need that safety,
Mhm.
and it sounds like you're giving her that safety to feel comfortable enough to do it, and that's the example that we're talking about, but be patient. Because I've even told my boys, when you see a woman cleaning, step out of the way, because
Mhm.
we're doing it our way. So they know, like I said, the whole week I let everything go regardless. And then when I start to clean, they scatter because they already know. And my son was like, oh, Gigi's cleaning. We got to go, guys.
I think with the stuff I'm doing, I like to get in there and clean, but I'm using crazy chemicals that are not something she's used to.
Not fabuloso?
I love
so you
that.
got
¿Por qué
hard
no
water,
fabuloso?
right? Hard water. It's
Yeah.
almost like stone,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't come off very easy. So you're using lime away, CLR, things like
Yeah.
razor blades to bust it off of there. So her shoulders hurt. So a lot of that, I'll get in and do the hard cleaning in between the grout with a big scrubber and just
Yeah.
going to town right on it, getting underneath and getting the scraper and scraping it all out. that's cool. When I'm done, by all means, when I come and do the cleaning after, all that hard shit is out
Oh
of the way.
yeah,
Then you're gonna
that's
wipe it down
that's
and you're gonna put the
teamwork.
fresh lemon scent, whatever you're
Yes,
gonna do.
Fresh
The
lemon scent.
freaking right.
But-
So that's cool. But
That's teamwork.
yeah. So
I didn't even think about all that stuff.
Yeah.
like, you got to get some of the shit that's.
I don't
Ah.
want my husband to do anything.
You know, you don't
Like
want him to
meaning
do anything?
cleaning wise?
I don't want him to do anything. I want him to come home and
Just hang out with you?
Well, it all depends on
Do
what
it.
kind of home you have, though. So a lot of times, when people say, you hear it a lot of times. Well, I might cook, I might do this a lot of,
Yeah.
and it's uneven, right? That you only have to go fill the tank up, but I'm doing it all the time.
yeah.
Depends on how beat up of house you got. So you got this beat up ass house. Well, guess what? That guy's
That's
in there
what I
drywalling.
mean.
That guy's in
Taking
there
some
fixing the plumbing. He's
time.
fixing the cabinets. He's fixing the floor. he's
That's
fixing
a
the
good
fire.
point.
Oh no,
You know,
I was just I'm
so-
referring to like
okay.
when you come home.
Oh,
Oh
after
yeah.
work?
Yeah.
No, we're but like just say it's a Saturday.
Because he
and
worked
you
hard and you
decide-
want him to
yeah.
come home and
Yeah.
you want him to enjoy
Yeah.
himself.
He
and
doesn't
everything.
need to go in the kitchen. He don't need to. But that's how I was. That's what
That's
I
nice
watched.
for him to come and be able
That's
to
what I
chill out.
watched
But is
growing
it
up.
also because he's very loving to you? He's been great with your
Well,
girls.
she
Like
feels
he's your
safe with
safety. I was
you.
gonna say your safety. Like, because I'm gonna give you a story. I'm not gonna say who. You could all just use your minds. Seth was probably 2 and in diapers, and I was mopping, and somebody happened to come home or come over, whatever you want to call it, and I was like, "Hey, like I'm mopping. Can you get out of my kitchen?" No, I'm hungry. I said, "Okay, but can you get out of my kitchen? Let me finish mopping." Walked right in with his work boots in my kitchen. My brother came like 5 minutes after him and walked out and he goes, "Oh, you're mopping, my bad." I was like, I'm not now. He's like, "No, I'll come back." And this person said, "Why? Just go in there and eat. I'm not afraid of your sister." And he goes, "It's not that I'm afraid of my sister. It's that I respect my sister.
Mhm.
And my sister's mopping. Why would I go in there?"
Yeah.
Well, then that person felt like an idiot. But for me, in the back of my head, I was like, this is why it's never going to work because I don't
Yeah.
feel safe, right?
Yes.
Your husband's not like that with you. Your husband sees you mopping, he's going to tiptoe out and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." He sees how hard you work. What a home you're giving him.
Exactly. Those little niceties and that
Yeah,
amount of
I don't
respect.
want anyone to think like that has watched previous episodes that I literally he has literally made my life
Oh,
so much easier than I had anticipated as far as like just being able to be me.
but do you
Right,
think
and
that's
that's what
because you
you
prayed
want.
for him?
I prayed for him. I mean,
Oh yeah, because you said
You said, "Lord, if you don't bring me a man."
bring me a man, I'm gonna be a lesbian. I've never heard that before.
okay, so I talked about this. It was very convicting, so I talked about it at Bible study. I did say, and it's a joke. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know that's not the way that it works. I did went at my most
Hey, you don't
vulnerable,
know.
darkest moment when I was going through a divorce, and I was crying and I was praying, and it was obviously a joke. I did say that, God, please send me a good man, or I'm gonna be gay.
And God's like, "Here's my."
He said, "Here you go, girl."
Because that's not who you are. That's just not.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wish that for everyone, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know that it's possible. I just don't want anyone to think that I'm just like always glorifying my life with my husband, but he has literally made my life beautiful.
Well, was
Yeah,
it hard
like-
for you when he came to you when Selena was in elementary school and told you, like, "Hey, I want you to be able to be with her. I don't want you to work"? Because you said you struggled with that.
I did
because
struggle
you
with
didn't
that.
You didn't
I
want
went
to
to
give
my
up.
mom and I said,
Yeah.
and also because I didn't know that industry that you guys are all in. I
Well,
didn't
you've
know
also
what
never
that was.
had that independent. You've never had someone want to take care of you.
No, and I said, Mom, he just wants to control me.
Yes.
He just wants me to stay at home and be that
Yeah.
longshoreman wife and just be at home. And that's not what I'm gonna do. Because I had always worked because I had my kids when I was 16.
Because you had to work.
right.
It wasn't a choice.
Yeah.
So
What
for,
Well,
did
yeah.
she say?
she said,
That's
"Girl,
not-
you better let that man
Yeah,
take
no,
care of you."
she said, don't block your blessings. That's
Mhm.
how you need to let. My mom loved him from the get go, and I was like, well, then you marry him because I wasn't
I love
there
me
yet.
some
Like I
Trina.
was not there mentally and emotionally there
Yes.
yet.
Yeah.
Not even spiritually. Like so it was a process.
Yes.
So
Girl, you don't have to explain yourself to nobody. You
Here
love
we
that
are.
man and everything he has
Okay.
blessed you with.
You can
take
sit here and talk
everything.
lovey-dovey all you want.
I'm
We
just,
don't care.
nobody has a perfect relationship.
No, no
no.
one's
Bottom
saying
line,
that.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I want it to happen for everybody. Even the people
we
that are
don't
mean to
ever
me.
sit. I don't think any of us
Even
ever.
for people that are mean to me.
Yeah. I mean, we don't ever
right.
sit here and say there needs to be like a standard or there's no such thing as you know what I mean? Like,
I just don't want it to be like, who the heck is this Michael?
right?
That's my boo.
Okay. Nobody needs to worry about that.
But you two were blessed with each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I've told you this before, Trina. We just talked about it recently because I look at my daughters and the blessings they've given each other, right?
Mhm.
Being
Right.
married. You brought him kind of things that he was missing in his life. Your brother is his best friend. Like, I feel like he was missing that, right?
Yeah.
Your parents and him are straight homies. Like, he was missing all of that, right? He has Selena running around in high school in her cheerleading outfit. He's like, oh, wait, I didn't realize I was missing it, but I was missing that.
Yeah.
And now my house is filled with laughter.
Yeah, because
and
he had
kids
three.
Yes.
He has 3 boys, and I had 3 girls. So
But
it was
his
like,
boys were also older.
Yeah.
So, and
Everyone's grown.
yeah. So I feel like together you
You
guys,
guys were like puzzle pieces.
yes. And now it's not just what did he bless Trina with. Like, let's not forget what Trina blessed him with.
Oh yeah.
We're
Because-
doing grandparenting now together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I see him as a grandparent to our daughter's grand kids, and it's just in a whole nother light.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, because I love him because he's my husband, right? So he's like, but then he's Papa, and I'm like,
You're like,
Okay.
oh. So are they
Bonus.
more spoiled than Selena? Because let's be real, he spoils Selena.
oh no, talking about the babies will bring tears to his eyes.
Oh. So Selena's not the baby anymore.
No, she's the baby.
She said.
Yeah, she's the baby.
She's going to hear that and be like, Alina, I'm going to text you right now.
It's-
She's going to
Excuse?
be 25 in December, and she's still the baby.
Aww.
See, so this is a perfect example of an independent woman learning to let go. And I think she opened that door. And so she got
Her picker was picking correctly.
right. And so
Not
all
mine.
of it came so there's
Full
truth
force.
to what that girl
But a lot of
Oh,
them
yeah.
are thinking just like she was thinking, like, wait a minute, they're just trying to control me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna let it.
But
you know,
thank God, you
Yeah.
had your mom with that wisdom enough to tell you, hold on.
Because we don't trust. So we instantly go negative, right?
Right.
Because of our past and our history, we instantly think, well, this is why you're doing it. Well, this is because we're in that protective mode, right?
Right.
So for her, it's like, no, I'm not going to give up my job and my independence because, as you said, plan B. What if we didn't work out?
The other thing is if you want to provide all those things for your woman, right? You want to take care of her, you want to do that, and you're telling her, like, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do that. And they kind of just laugh it off, or they just kind of think that, oh, you're not really in a position that, like, how could you even take care of me? Or they just do any of these things. That will kill that guy's fucking drive to want to do that too.
Let me hear
You
that
know.
shit and I'll drop my drawers right there.
But yeah, it's just like, hey.
Heard nothing like that. Let me hear that.
Wait. I don't know how to answer that. What Gina just said totally threw me off. I think that if somebody told me, let me take care of you, the question I would ask is, what do you mean? Huh?
Yeah.
Take care of me how? What do you
But because your mindset is, I have a
already-
job. I
Yeah.
have a good job. I don't
You're
need
gonna do
you to
what?
take care of me.
Well, and that's
Right,
why,
right.
with all due respect, like, what does that mean? Take care of me? Like, does that mean
Why do you
rub my
need
feet at night?
It could mean a
No,
bunch of
like,
different
yeah,
it-
because
ways.
you need to be taken
Anything.
care of mentally, emotionally.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Physically.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we
But-
get that, but that I guess it's an okay question, but it can't be a question right on the spot. I don't.
Well, then don't tell me right on the spot that you're going to take care of me unless you expect me to ask that question.
Well, like Tom said, he's going to come to you and say, "I'm going to take care of you." And you're going to
But like if you had, so you got a house that needs some work and he's going to come in there and he's going to freaking do those things. He's going to, hey, I'm going to take care of that off your plate. You're not going to have to worry. Or you've never had a new car, ever had a new car in your life. You know what? Like rather than me, like I got an older car. But for me, like, I want to buy Marlene a new car. Like,
yeah.
I don't want
That's
to buy.
exactly. That's
What are we
I
exactly.
don't
doing
want.
wrong?
I don't want to buy
I'm
you a
gonna
new car.
start crying.
Like I got something that's
Yeah.
dependable enough, that's good, and
Yeah.
I'm good in. And if it breaks down, that'll break down on me, and I can
Yeah.
handle myself.
Yeah.
But I don't want to break it down on my girl. So I want her because she's never had it.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes a lot of women they
Oh my gosh, Michael Jr.
I know. I'm gonna cry right now.
they never had it. So there we
Yeah.
go. We get off.
I'm all like, how cute.
But
About the car and her, she's never had one. You don't want it to break down on her. Look at Tom's like, damn it, you women. You guys always throw me.
Sorry, we were cheering.
We do that
We were totally cheering.
We were
for
cheering
her.
for
Yeah.
you.
We were sorry.
I know.
We were
Real
we
quick,
were
But I'm
just
just trying to, I was trying to make a point, but yeah,
But-
I'm bad. My same thing. My thinking's going bad too. So
We're all getting
as
old.
We're getting older.
But real quick before we
but,
close
yeah.
out, yesterday, this is what I think I would need. As I'm switching over laundry, it's my fault. I had a tag about like this, I don't know, that round that comes off the clothes on the dryer. Well, I pulled out the lint trap and somehow that fell down the lint trap.
shit.
And I was like, is it going to blow my house? Like, is it going to catch fire?
What?
The tag that went down in the lint trap.
What kind of tag?
Like it's a paper tag. Like it's
Oh.
a tag from the clothes.
No.
Well, I don't know.
No.
So I was sitting there like, do I not turn the dryer on? What's it gonna do, right? And then I'm like, fuck me. Oh, sorry. I was like, this is where I need a guy to be like, babe, is my house gonna catch fire when I go in the
be
house right
worrying
now?
about
And
that,
it goes, so then I go out like to the other side where the dryer is, where the lint trap comes out the thing. And I'm sitting there, I turn it on, and I'm waiting for it to blow out. Well, it doesn't blow out. So all night as the dryer's going, I keep coming outside to check it to see like, where'd the tag go? Is it just sitting there getting hot and gonna catch fire? So then I text a friend and he was like, well, do this and check it. I said, well, I did all that and never came out. So now in my head all day, at some point I'm not gonna
Your
use
house
the
is
dryer
gonna
anymore.
blow up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull the dryer out, take the thing out and make sure, look at Trina's face.
For the tag?
What if it catches on fire?
Well, anything
Well,
would have
Tom
caught on
said
fire
no.
already. Yeah,
So
Tom said no.
so you're in that sense where I'd be like, babe, the house is gonna catch on fire unless you get that tag.
Or you could Google it.
right.
Oh,
I know what I was.
I
gonna
could
say.
do that. What were you
Okay.
gonna say, Tom?
So I was gonna say, there's a lot of women that are on the take, and they're trying to find these good men. Oh, this guy makes this kind of money. He's gonna take care of me. Take care of me. Take care.
Ratchets.
They want to be this, elevate me to this status, put me on a
Ratchets.
pedestal, right?
Ratchets.
And I'm looking for that. But when the woman is like, look, I just want you to love me, right?
Mhm.
Like she just wants the simpler shit.
Yes.
Then that's the one. Then you're gonna get everything. All that other stuff is gonna come with it. That newer car, that this and that, your remodeled, kitchen, your all the stuff that you're gonna have all that because you're not looking for it and you don't need it and you don't. It's not.
I'm
She
taking
just wants you
all
to
that.
dance with her on Sundays. That's
Right.
all she
That's
wants.
it.
So you just like it makes you wanna like, no, man, she deserves. She never had it. Like I want to make sure she has.
Yeah.
And I also think that us,
Uh-huh.
I think that us, all our topics and being able to talk about it, I think also helps us. You know what I mean?
It helps a lot of
it
people
stay-
because
because it stays in my mind for the week, and I'm thinking about what we said, and I thought about what you said last podcast about how girls should share their location.
Oh shit.
So then I
This-
turned
this
it on
girl.
for Alina.
this reformed person.
I turned it on for Alina, and I said Tom was right.
Yeah, and she sends me her location. I let it sit for a few hours. I ain't accepting that. Remember she took me off?
I knew she was doing that too. I go, it's going to take her a minute, but
I was
she'll,
like,
she'll accept
all of a
it.
sudden you want me to see your location.
I was like, you're my person.
yeah, I finally accepted it.
Did you share yours?
I did a few hours later.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Look at her playing games over there.
It took.
Look at her.
This has been my best friend too since I was like
Yeah.
17 or something.
I already know how she works. And the minute I
You know
sent
we
it, I
don't
go,
do petty. We don't do petty.
Sometimes.
sometimes. But the minute I sent it, I go, she's gonna make me wait for a while before she
I
gives me
think-
hers.
I think that doing this, I get so much feedback, and I'm not going to even lie. It's funny because I would think that I would get feedback from women. I get feedback from a lot of men, a lot of my friends, my cousin, a lot of them, and I think it's because all the men that we've had on here, that we've had Niz, we've had Jimmy, we have Tony a lot, we have Tom. Like the fact that we're able to listen, even though we interrupt you all the time and we apologize, but hey, there's three of us.
I'm not
against you.
apologizing.
Okay, well, we're not apologizing. Like
But Tom makes the light bulbs go off for us,
he
though.
does.
Yeah.
He does.
So we need him here.
does. He does.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys very much. I do have to say, still justice for Jeannie. She's still not found. There's still no more leads. I'm praying for her whole family. Her mom in San Antonio, Texas. She's been missing since July 15th. At this point, all I'm doing is posting because it's like, what else can you do? You know, they're not. And it's actually made me think about wanting to do at least one episode every 4 to 6 weeks on a missing / I hate to say this word, murdered person, child, because if you go down that rabbit hole on TikTok, it's just like there's so many, especially in Arizona and Texas, so many people that are missing. And the M word, it's just really sad. But if you guys can still repost everything that I post, I appreciate that very much. Subscribe on YouTube. We have Instagram, TikTok. Happy Feet has his own TikTok. Trina has her own. I was trying to say you two together. Gina has no socials still. We're still not winning on that one.
Can't make me do it. Can't make me do it. Can't make me do
You want to find a woman, you better get on there. So thank you very much. And until next week.
it. The next episode.
Bye.
Bye.